The concern and issue that I have against with the red clay referendum on February 28th is that if we build another brand new school in Hockessin and draw the students from that immediate area into the new school without attempting to diversify the culture and the social climate at the school, we're going to come up with a school that's very closely aligned to North Star's demographics, where you have a population that's only 6.4% African American and Latino and 3.4% low income. So the new school would essentially continue this pattern of resegregation that we're seeing in Delaware, where we have affluent white schools in the suburbs while our inner city schools are primarily low income and African American and Latino.
So is your issue more with like a statewide law here, because they seem to be bound by neighborhood schools requirements, putting the schools where the growth is going to be and encouraging the neighborhood schools rather than busing students all over the place?
And that's a really interesting argument. I've heard it a number of times, but there are other school districts in the state of Delaware that have actually challenged the Neighborhood Schools Act and argued that the act creates economically and racially segregated schools, and that creates undue hardships for students in those schools, because the literature indicates that students in all poor schools don't learn and their academic outcomes are compromised. So the Brandywine School District was able to effectively challenge the Neighborhood Schools Act, I believe in 2004, 2005, I may have the year wrong. So there are other models in which we could look to do something different, and Red Clay's leadership just keeps refusing to do that. And every time I ask the question, or we raise the question, they continue to say, it's the law, there's nothing we can do about it, at the same time giving our children the day off for Martin Luther King Day and extolling his virtues as a great civil rights leader, when he broke the law and challenged the law and said time and time again, the law is unjust, so we have to move and organize to change it. Red Clay's leadership lacks a vision at this time. It's unimaginative, and we're going to have to organize at a grassroots level, because racial and economic segregation is very real in Wilmington, Delaware, and it's against the law.
My concern is building a new school in the suburbs, again, does not utilize what's currently available in the city schools. We have empty classrooms and the ability to expand and enhance what's currently in the city schools while increasing my children's exposure to diversity. My son is the only white student in his class, and my daughter is one of the few white students in her class. And while they don't notice that as a difference, I know that growing up in Hockessin, that was a big difference for me. And I recognize that and see the value in having a diverse population and culture for my children to be exposed to, which is why I live in the city and send them to city schools. And I want people in the suburbs to have that same opportunity and to realize what's available to their children and the benefits they could have by utilizing city schools.
So what is the answer then if these schools are supposed to be built where their anticipated student growth is, and if that happens, it's a reflective of the neighborhoods and the communities. It's not just schools, unless you're going to start the whole busing all over again.
So I am a product of busing. My husband's a product of busing. Many people are products of busing that I know and went to school with. And I think that there needs to be a more concerted effort in addressing the feeder pattern and having people maybe potentially redesign the feeder pattern to be more economically and racially diverse, and to expand the opportunity for students from all areas to travel, God forbid, a short distance every day to be able to have a chance to be exposed to other students who do not look just like them or not have the exact same financial situation as they do, or their parents' educational level. I think that all that diversity together is what makes America great, and I think we have the potential to do something about it versus just voting for a suburban school that is, again, going to cater to white, affluent families.